Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, Tedroy, Lashley, Tedroy. He has two first names, Ted and Roy, but they put it together. Fine, Tedroy, Lashley. He broke a guy. He broke Allan Trotman. He broke his leg and he broke his skull. And he has the nerve not to have a solid address. So when he is saying, well, I live somewhere, I have an address, the sergeant, the prosecutor, station Sergeant St. Clair Phillips is saying, nah, this dude don't live anywhere. How are we going to find him when we need him to appear in court? So he appeared before Allison Burke, and let me show you what happened up here, okay? Let me show you what he looks like. Oh, this is what Ted Roy combined Tedroy Lashley looks. You know what? He's not a bad looking guy. I know that the parents didn't really consider what they looked like before they tried to do something. You consider like, you look like that, I look like this. It's gonna be a combination of both of us. That's not gonna be cool, but he doesn't look bad. If he did rhinoplasty, if he did a nose job, let's say that he came from a family who cared about him and had a boatload of money before they decided to fertilize some eggs and, have kids. And he was like in a different situation in life, different station in life. He, if he wanted to, could have had this area of his face fit a smaller nose. That would do wonders for Tedroy. If you ever come into money, assuming you're not too old, how old is he? I'll go back up. Yeah, if you ever come into money and you want to give yourself a different look, just yourself, not to pull women or anything like that, just for you, consider that, and you can go. What he can do, what you can do is you can send a photo and they can do an AI of your face with a smaller nose, and you would see how different you would look. Sometimes when the actresses or the actors are in certain roles and they put they do a prosthesis on their nose and around the bridge of them, and they try to make them look different. Oh my God, their face is totally different when their nose has been messed with. Okay, it's a totally different. Even with the Kardashians, they got smaller noses and their facial features improved tremendously. So he's not a bad looking guy. Tedroy, you're not a bad looking dude, but if you could afford it, if I were you, I would fix that. I would fix the nose and comb that part. But he's not a bad looking dude, is he? But anyhow, he's accused of breaking a man's leg. Do you know? But I've never had my leg broken. But you can just imagine, that is very painful. And then fracturing someone's skull. That is horrible. It's just a horrible thing he did. And he did it on August 21st. And the guy is still in the hospital. Oh my God. And the magistrate is saying she's not sure what will be the outcome for the complainant. And in the meanwhile, Lashley is saying, well, he assaulted me many times before, but did he break your leg? Did he break your head? Did he break any part of you? So, sometimes when you are responding, you have to respond in kind. You've ever heard that? Yeah, you have to, it cannot be overly responsive. If someone does something to you and you want to respond, you respond in kind. So this guy went really, really, haywire. He went postal. That's what they said, postal. So yeah. He assaulted me many times. So he's been remanded to Hotel St. Philip, Dodds, until September 23rd. Like a month or so. Yeah, little less than a month. But yeah, see, lack of address. Where will we find him? I should have bail. You know, I don't do nobody anything. Yeah, you just broke someone's leg and you broke their skull. You broke them and they're in the hospital. Not saying that this was his name, Allan Trotman. Not saying that Trotman is any good. Not saying that at all. Not saying that Allan Trotman didn't interfere with Ted plus Roy equals Tedroy. Not saying that he didn't interfere with Tedroy, but Tedroy really broke him. You really broke the guy. Do you feel bad? A little bad? Somewhat bad? Lord have mercy. Yeah, so yeah, that's it on this one. Tedroy Lashley, that's him leaving court, and he was remanded. He's at the hotel up there in St. Philip, and when he gets out and he's on his P's and Q's and he's doing good, and let's say that he were to make money, just tell him what I said, that you know, his whole personality would change, because he will look so different if he were to consider rhinoplasty. Okay, that's it for this one. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.